What's up? I'm Patrick and welcome to SW Reacts. Today I'm reacting to Shicelle, ghost2. This was requested by Gary as one of his monthly requests included in my Patreon membership. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. He also left a little message to it saying that he's listening to a lot of Shicelle lately. And he also left a little info about them. The enigmatic London-based duo seems to have consumed a little too much Chemical Brothers and have become stuck in a Y2K time warp. Whether DJing in London's most trendy clubs or releasing new tracks, the unique blend of drum and bass, samples and dubstep, all bound up in a post-2000s video game aesthetic, has prompted a new label, PC Music Glitch Pop. Run it all through a vocoder and what comes out is simply referred to as the Shicelle sound. That sounds very interesting, and it once again sounds like a genre or a sound that I don't know anything about. I'm very excited to check this out. Judging from what you told me here, it will be something completely new for me, so I'm really looking forward to it. If you want to be like Gary and support me and my channel, you can check out my Buy Me a Coffee page where you can request songs, or you can check out my Patreon where you can find exclusive content. And for example, like this one, you get requests included monthly and some other things. The links are in the description if you're interested. Before we start, please also leave a like, consider subscribing, and now let's just get into it. Okay. This is cool. I like it.
Waking up too exhausted to get out of bed, so back to leave. This linen will hold me hostage and make sure I'm dreaming about my dreams. I've been like this for a while.
This looks a little creepy, but it sounds very good.
Anymore. Out of sight, out of mind. More invisible than ever before. I'm feeling like a ghost. Like I'm out here on my own. I'm feeling like a ghost. The world has left me dead in the call out. I need change. You can see the empty look in my eyes when you look in my eyes. I'm feeling like a ghost.
Oh, okay.
The world has left me. I can see my eyes.
It's building up. I suspect a beat drop.
I'm happy and free, and I feel like me. I'm not lonely anymore. 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 And I'm not lonely anymore.
Okay, there was no beat drop coming again. But this was very cool. Very, very tense. I think that the song keeps you on your toes because you don't know what will happen next. So it also sounds pretty experimental. Obviously like electronic and whatever Gary said, influences there are. I think drum and bass, dubstep elements can definitely be heard. The whole song is kind of eerie and a little disorienting. Sounds pretty fragmented, maybe. I think Gary also called it something with glitchy or something, so that's definitely fitting. And I think it's very interesting because it got familiar elements of electronic music, but then it kind of takes those familiar elements and turns it around again, or splits it up and creates something completely new of it. And like me, for example, I suspected a beat drop, like another maybe big moment, because we're kind of conditioned to think this will happen with the typical music, so to say. And it's very cool that they're kind of playing with those things, but then doing something unexpected. They're changing the dynamics of the song quite often. I think it's a lot about atmosphere with those synthy soundscapes, especially when there's no beat. Everything's like sounding a little warped, stretched, glitched, of course. And they're kind of mixing those harsh digital textures with those soft, maybe we can call it ghostly sounds because of the song title. Even the beats are more like fragmented and unstable, which I would think is not typical for like electronic music or for dance music. Obviously, it's not like there's one steady beat you could dance to or move to, and when a beat emerges, it suddenly disappears again. And I think that's creating a lot of this tension that I mentioned without like a big release or without resolving it. And I think that's very interesting, and I think it's pretty cool because it's something new, it's creative, so it's kind of non-linear or maybe even anti-climactic, but not like in a negative way. It's just that there are no traditional build-ups or drops, and everything is so unpredictable. And what it still has, and I think that's pretty impressive, is very melodic elements, especially like the vocal melodies are actually pretty beautiful. And even though they are pitch shifted and heavily processed, kind of chopped, distorted and dehumanized, I'm surprised that I still found it pretty beautiful. It obviously adds to the atmosphere, this digital ghostly, eerie atmosphere, and it's not like the vocals are pitch shifted in one certain way and then it's like that throughout the song, but it constantly changes. So I think it also functions more as a texture of the song and kind of an additional instrument or an additional synth lead or something. And like I said, for me it's surprising that it's still pretty beautiful and pleasant to listen to, because the melody is so good and so fitting to the mood, to the vibe. And it's, I think, because that way it all feels like very intentionally rough and digital, and it's fitting to the ambience of the song. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any lyrics for this song, and I also didn't understand too much. So if you know what it's about, or if it has like a deeper meaning, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much, Gary, for requesting this. I actually really liked it. I think it's another great request by you that sounds pretty experimental. I think it's very interesting and creative that it kind of takes those traditional electronic or dance music expectations and builds up on them, but then kind of rejects them and just does its own thing, which just builds up a lot of tension. It's got a lot of atmosphere. Like I said a couple of times, some pretty beautiful melodic elements with, I think, influences from different genres, but it's taking all of them and making something own out of it. Something that's focusing a lot on the vibe, that's sounding glitchy and fragmented on purpose, and something that feels like it's intentionally disorienting. It's certainly something I've never heard before, maybe also because I'm not too deep in that kind of scene, but for me it sounds very unique, almost more like some kind of a digital art rather than a club song or a party dance song. And I think the mix of the more powerful, harsher electronic textures and the more beautiful, haunting, ghostly, eerie tones is very cool. I think it blends very well together, and all that is done in such a special way that it was very interesting for me to explore something like this. Gary already requested, I think, 2 other songs by Shicelle, so I'm already excited to see if that's their overall vibe, if they've got something else going on, if they're experimenting with different things, and what their sound is when you hear a couple of songs by them. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. Please let me know what other songs I should check out by them, or if you have any other artists you would like me to react to, please also let me know. Please also leave a like, consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.